Hello, young scholars. This is Mr. Martyrone here. As you can tell, or as you can see, I'm not with you today on this lovely Friday morning. I'm getting ready for my wedding tomorrow, so hopefully all goes well, and I will see you guys on Monday and have all sorts of great stories to share with you. Your substitute will be giving you your assignment, and I want to go over your final writing assignment for World Cultures. This project, or this assignment, is entitled Dear Mr. President. And in short, what you guys are going to be doing is you will be writing a letter to President Trump. That's right. You're going to be writing a letter to President Trump. This is an assignment that I've done with students as far back as my first year of teaching. So I'll leave these binders out, and you can see, it's really neat to see what 8 years of students have written to President Obama about. And depending on your letter, you typically will get a reply. I don't know if you guys noticed, sitting up in the front of the room all year long, several years ago, President Clinton didn't write a personal letter, but he wrote a letter to all my students. So that's been up there in the front of the room. I don't know if you guys have seen that. In other instances, students have gotten responses from President Obama. Now, I don't know if President Trump will write a response, but you're going to do that anyway. So the goal of this assignment is you need to start thinking about a national or international issue that is important to you. So you really need to kind of dig deep and think about your values as a human. You need to think about what's important to you. And then you need to start drafting those ideas. So what's going to happen, you can download the template online on Edmodo. Your first paragraph is going to be very simply your introduction. Dear Mr. President, my name is so-and-so. I'm a 9th grader at the Egg Harbor Township High School. This is the issue I'm writing about, and here's why. Your second body paragraph, that's going to be the meat of your letter. That's going to have at least 3 different examples or sources of pieces of evidence that you're going to be using. And it's not like a DBQ where you're citing like with the parenthetical citation. With this, you're going to be saying, according to a study done by MIT, they're saying that the polar ice caps are melting at an alarming rate. Or according to climatologists, if the atmospheric temperature rises 2 degrees, we'll have catastrophic weather. So that's the types of things that you need to be examining and looking at. All right? And then your third paragraph, very simply, is a very generic kind of wrapping it up sincerely, and then you'll sign your letter. All right? You have, like I said, you'll have these 2 binders to look at as examples, and these are real-world student examples. Next week when I return, I'll talk a little bit more about it, but this assignment will be due the Thursday of next week. So that's Thursday, June 14th, I believe. I think so. Thursday, June 14th. I'm going to check my calendar right now. So today is June 9th. Yes, it'll be Thursday, June 15th. That's the next day 3. All right? I'm going to load the templates and the assignment on Edmodo. But feel free, today in class, what you want to do is you want to be using the Current Events magazine, the upfront that I have laid out for you guys. Start looking at that, and you really want to start thinking about what issues are important to you. Is it climate change? Is it gun violence? Is it loans for higher education? Those are some of the big, broad stroke things that kids have come up with in the past. But again, think of things that you really, really want to talk to the president. Imagine this. Imagine if President Trump walked into this room right now. What would you say to him? Or what would you ask him to fix about the country or the world? The final thing I will say is this. I know some of you guys may have hard feelings towards the president, but I will say this. In the 8 years that we wrote to President Obama, my students always said this. This was the rule of thumb. You're not writing to the man, you're writing to the office. So regardless of what your personal feelings may be towards President Trump, remember he is the president and he does get the proper respect due. All right? So we'll be talking about that next week. But in the meantime, that's what we're going to be working on today. All right? Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And I can't wait to tell you all about the wedding on Monday.